What's up, guys? Tom E here, and I'm about to share with you how I ended my procrastination, or at least the beginning of the end for me. I had struggled for years and years and years and years in internet marketing, jumping from product to product, just never seeing any success. And then I tried all kinds of different procrastination techniques. None of them really worked. Then when I found this one, just something sounded right about it. And when I tried it, it actually worked permanently because of the way that it approaches your mind, because it's in a completely different way. It's brilliant. So let's get right to it. You're probably wondering, why are you looking at a picture of Jerry Seinfeld right now? Because he is the reason that this technique exists. He invented it. See, back in the 90s, there was a young comedian that happened to meet him backstage at a comedy gig, and he just didn't want to waste the opportunity. So he said, "Mr. Seinfeld, could you share some of the secrets to your success?" And he says, "Yeah, I'll share the most important one, the one that's behind it all." And he told him that he's a comic. We're internet marketers, but he's a comic. So, and I'll explain later how this is going to apply to internet marketing. He said, so it's important for me to keep writing jokes. And so what I did is, without fail, I started writing one joke every single day. And then I got a calendar out. And it's one of those calendars where all the months, at a glance, for 2014, all the months on the same page. So he said every time I had completed this, I would put an X over that day. Thus the next day, the same thing, I'd put an X. And he says, and that's where the magic started happening, because pretty soon I had a chain going. So pretty soon there's 3, 4, 5 days, and this graphic is starting to show up. And he said, and pretty soon it started becoming about not breaking the chain. And it wasn't, oh, I gotta do this, I must not procrastinate. And he said it became all about the chain. And instead of spending more time telling the rest of the story, I'm just going to tell you what happened. I started doing this. And even a longer story short, let me see. I think I have a graphic here for you. Here. Okay. There it is. As you can see, this is a very long chain. I've been doing it all year since last year. And man, when I first started this and I had my first 4 crosses, it was just so extremely powerful because I didn't want to break it. And I kept going and I kept going. A couple of times I remember in the beginning, I had actually gone to sleep. This was in the wintertime. It's freezing cold in Minnesota. And I'm about to fall asleep, and then I realized, damn, I didn't do my daily thing. And so I actually got up, went to the living room, turned on my computer, and I actually did what I had set out to do. Not because I didn't want to procrastinate, I simply just didn't want to break the chain. And that is why this technique is so extremely powerful. Don't underestimate its power, because it really changes things. Now, here's some important stuff to know. You can't just come up with a random thing to do, like I'm gonna think about, or I'm gonna take a walk in the park every day. Well, you could, but the crux of it is, it has to be something that's important to you. For Jerry Seinfeld, obviously telling jokes was very important, so for him, that was it. For me, you know what I started with? I'm also a musician, as some of you guys know, and I started with singing a song and picking up my guitar, singing and playing every day, because I'd been flaking on it. It didn't have anything to do with internet marketing, but what happened was, after about a week, when I really started getting into it, I started writing songs again, I started recording again, and then I started adding another one. You can have as many of these as you want. I added one for internet marketing. Can't remember specifically what the action was, but one thing led to the next. And here's the really cool thing. Some of you guys may remember a while back when I sent out a mailer about a reticular activation system. The shortest way of saying it, it's sort of a survival mechanism that helps you focus on the things that it thinks is important to your survival. This is how habits are formed. You've probably heard that it takes 30 days to establish a habit. Well, what happens is, if you do something consistently every day, let's say that you start doing sit-ups every single day. Pretty soon, after, a lot of times after about 30 days, it becomes automatic. Why? Because we have something built into us called a reticular activation system. You can look it up online if you want. And what it does is once it notices that we do something consistently, it equates that with our survival. So it goes, oh, must do this to survive. So it helps support you. So all of a sudden, it becomes extremely easy. And so what happens when you start doing the power of the chain technique, which I've called it, what happens is as time goes by, not only does it become extremely easy and automatic to do the one thing you've set out to do, but courtesy of reticular activation, it now becomes easier for you to handle your business. And man, I'm telling you, it's like magic what happens when you continue to do this, because things, almost mysterious things happen. Phone calls, connections out of the blue. Some people believe that is courtesy of the law of attraction. That's up for discussion. But I'm a big believer in the reticular activation thing, and all I know is that this technique is extremely powerful. And it works. Now, it's not the end-all, be-all. I'm not saying that you will never procrastinate, but this is a great start. This is how I started, ultimately. In my experience, in order to completely eradicate procrastination and to really get 100% laser focused, and especially if you want to do that soon, the power of either a coach or an accountability partner who knows what he's doing is crucial. But this is a huge start that can really, really get you started on your way. Now, included in this package that I'm giving you for free is an attachment which looks like this. It's basically a at a glance 2014 calendar, and you basically get to print that out with your printer. Of course, you can go to the Staples or something like that and get a huge one. But for me, especially since I have a bunch of these going at one time, this is really great. So it's just a Word document, and for each task, let's say that you wanted to come up with an idea every day for a new product, right? You can just write, ideation for new product. Whatever it is that you want to write. So, this is editable. And you hang it up at a prominent place in your home. I have it behind my computer. You could have it behind, in front of, depending on how your desk is configured, or, if you're at work, or however. And you simply hang it up and you start crossing it out. And that's really all there is to the technique. So that concludes this video. Make sure that you go back to the report because there's some very important information that you need to know after that. And thank you for watching. Good luck.